everybody, and today I'm reviewing Ted. I'm going to review each episode a week. I don't know if this will get any views. It don't matter, but we're going to review Ted. Episode 1. So this is a prequel to Ted. This does not take place after the second movie. Nope, this is a prequel. So I don't know how I feel about it being a prequel. I'm fine with it, exploring what Johnny and Ted were up to during when they were growing up. But I do like how it literally has the narrator saying how no one gives a crap after Ted became famous. It's just when someone becomes famous, eventually no one gives a crap. That probably says a lot about today's society, but it shows an intro of various pictures of the characters in this movie, Ted, John, and the family. So I have this little nitpick. I'll get to that in a bit, but the story is Ted and Johnny are kind of just doing their own thing, and this takes place in 1993, the same year Beavis and Butthead came out. But basically, the family kind of wants Ted to go to school, but Ted's kind of like, no, I don't want to go to school. I want to watch game shows all day while Johnny's at school. And John's kind of like, oh, I respect that, Ted. But they just want him to go to school, and they say he'll protect the house. But they're just like, what are you protecting? You don't protect the house, and that's a fair point for Ted. But during the evening, afternoon, Ted is playing with a gun after he's trying to find his John's possible dad. He tried to find his adult, I'm not gonna say it on this channel. He finds his gun and he tries to shoot it on a water slide for his backyard, and then he accidentally shoots the TV after a neighbor comes out, and Ted is super bummed about it, but he ends up inviting a bunch of hookers over, and the John's cousin and the dad ends up finding out Ted broke the TV, and he's pissed, and he's going to tell Ted he has to go to school, and Ted's like, you're going too far. But Ted accepts that he has to go to school, and he's telling Johnny about some dream he had, and it's meant to be funny. And then Ted's just like, Johnny, how is school going to suck? And then Johnny's like, you're not going to like it. And just saying what it's like. And so that's what happens the next day. Ted goes to school, he's got his backpack ready, and Ted starts joking about bombs, and Johnny's like, you can't joke about that at school. And that is so true, because real life advice, don't ever joke about bombs anywhere. Don't. If you're at a public place, just don't. But basically, Ted and Johnny encounter their bully. I forget his name. He has his goons, of course, and they keep punching Johnny in the nuts, and they make jokes about people being gay or something, and I don't know if the joke's meant to be homophobic, but Seth MacFarlane, he has his own jokes that are meant to be offensive, but we don't take them seriously since it's just a show. But anyway, Ted really doesn't like school, so he's going to try to get in trouble. He decides he wants to get expelled, so he does this by hiding into one of the drawers during lunch, and he pops out and jump scares the lunch lady. And Ted's sent to the principal, but the principal's not having it. She's telling Ted that they want to have him as a student, and anything he does, they're still going to keep him unless it's something serious. So what Ted does is he's going to go find some drugs, because he sees a girl John's crushing on smoking weed. So sorry I said that. But Ted's going to decide to get this drug. I'm just going to call it drugs now. So Ted is going to find these drugs so he can be caught with it, and so he can get expelled. Because I guess he just really hates school. So the person he literally goes to, it's revealed that he's getting drugs from John's cousin, Belair. So Belair is cute. I don't know. The actress who plays her, I think she's cute. I'm just going to say that. But Ted finds out she's the one selling drugs, and it's only because of tuition or something. So Ted is, but Blair wants Ted to not have the drugs because she knows he's gonna have Johnny smoke it. But Ted ends up getting the drugs after a few conversations, and then what happens is the two, and then they end up getting, and they're trying to have dinner, and I'm seeing how drugs affect them, and then Belair catches what happens, and she chases Ted across the house. It's funny, like the way Ted runs out the door. It's funny. Then Ted gets on top of the house, and she's now feeling guilty that she basically gave Ted drugs, and now she's technically involved since John smoked it, and because you can't be smoking that young, they get in big trouble. So Ted's deciding to confiscate with Johnny with the drugs, and so, but the bully ends up coming by, and he takes it, and they're acting shocked that John's now doing, But basically what happens is Ted's now gonna find other drugs just so they can get expelled, but they end up having to hide in the closet of Belair, but while the mom and Belair are talking, Ted and Johnny end up sneezing, and then they find them in the closet, and then they actually sprayed them with pepper spray, which is funny, but they end up finding the drugs, and then they confess to everything they've been doing, and then the dad's not happy, and he kicks Belair out. So now then the episode's kind of just them trying to get Belair back living with them because she's about to be homeless. So Johnny and Ted end up going to a bank, and that's where we get a cameo from Mike Henry, the voice of Cleveland Brown himself. The original voice. I know there's a new one. He's really good too. But anyway, they end up having this secret vault of something we don't know yet. But it isn't revealed till they meet up with John's dad, and they're like, we'll give you this if you let Belair move back in. And they do, and it's revealed that the thing they traded was Sylvester Stallone's real mouthpiece he used in Rocky. So the dad's really shocked about this. He actually puts it in his mouth, and I don't know if this is sort of like a fetish thing. I don't know. But he ends up letting Belair move back in, and that's kind of the episode. So, but Belair tells them that they never do drugs again. But they said they'll keep their promise, but that's not true, because later in the movie Ted, they're smoking stuff, and that's Ted, episode 1. They end up watching Flash Gordon. They even make a joke of how she doesn't want them to be like sitting on a couch and just watching Flash Gordon, and that's exactly what they do. So that's Ted episode 1. So I really like this episode. I'm kind of seeing a formula with this show, because like in the Ted movies, a lot of people complained about how Ted is like jumping around a lot of plots. Like in the second one, it's about Ted trying to have a kid, and then it's about Ted trying to get his human rights, and it felt like a lot was going on. I felt like a lot was going on in this episode, but I still had a fun time with it, and I'm a bit confused of who Johnny's living with, because they recast the parents. It isn't played by Family Guy actors. They're played by different actors, so I was confused if it was John's uncle and aunt, but Belair talks about her family, so I'm just assuming it's the parents. So this episode is really good. I give it an 8 out of 10. So I can't wait to review the second episode, and then the others, of course. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.